What if the secret to surviving twin pregnancy isn't luck, energy, or superhuman patience, but preparation? Before the sleepless nights, before the synchronized cries, before the beautiful chaos of two newborns arriving at once, there is a quiet window of opportunity, a season where planning becomes an act of love. Twin pregnancy doesn't just double the joy, it doubles the responsibility, the logistics, and the need for structure. But instead of waiting to react to exhaustion, what if you could design a routine strong enough to hold your growing family before the babies even arrive? This is the story of how preparation became our foundation, how organization became our safety net, and how intentional planning transformed fear into confidence long before we ever held our twins in our arms. Twin pregnancy changes everything at once. The moment we discovered we were expecting two babies, excitement blended with urgency, we realized quickly that hope alone would not sustain us. We needed systems, clarity, and teamwork. Instead of waiting for the last trimester panic, we chose to build our routine early months before the twins were born. We divided responsibilities, reorganized our home, created flexible schedules, and strengthened our support network. Preparation became our way of protecting our future peace. If you are expecting twins, planning to grow your family, or simply curious about how intentional organization can transform overwhelming situations into manageable ones, stay with us. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who might need this encouragement. Let's explore how preparation can turn chaos into confidence. The discovery of twin pregnancy felt like standing at the edge of an expanding universe. Everything suddenly seemed to multiply in our imagination. Twice the diapers, twice the feeding schedules, twice the appointments, and twice the responsibility. Yet alongside that realization came a powerful awareness that we were not powerless. Instead of allowing anxiety to grow unchecked, we chose to treat the months before birth as a preparation season. We began by researching not only medical information but also logistical strategies from families who had experienced twins. We observed patterns in their routines and noticed one consistent theme: those who planned early seemed calmer when the babies arrived. That insight shaped our mindset. We decided that preparation would not be optional, it would be essential. We committed to weekly planning sessions where we discussed expectations, potential obstacles, and personal limits. By approaching twin pregnancy as a shared project rather than an unpredictable storm, we shifted from fear to proactive thinking. The journey had just begun, but already structure was replacing uncertainty in meaningful ways. The first practical step we took was dividing responsibilities long before exhaustion could dictate our roles. We understood that clarity prevents resentment, especially when sleep deprivation becomes part of daily life. So we mapped out our strengths and preferences. One of us naturally gravitated toward organization and scheduling, while the other excelled at hands-on tasks and quick problem-solving. Instead of assuming we would figure it out later, we documented responsibilities in writing. Household cleaning was divided into manageable zones. Grocery shopping was assigned with a rotating schedule. Administrative tasks such as medical appointments and insurance paperwork were centralized under one primary organizer, with shared access for transparency. We also discussed nighttime care in advance, exploring shift-based systems to ensure each of us would receive rest. This division was not rigid, it was adaptable. However, having a baseline structure reduced uncertainty. By establishing these agreements early, we created a partnership model rooted in collaboration rather than reaction. Twin pregnancy demanded teamwork, and we chose to define that teamwork intentionally before pressure could distort it. Home organization became our next focus because physical environment strongly influences emotional stability. We walked through each room with new eyes, asking whether it supported efficiency or invited chaos. Clutter was removed systematically, not only to create space for baby items but to reduce mental overload. Storage solutions were labeled clearly, especially for newborn essentials. We created twin-specific stations throughout the house, a feeding area equipped with pillows and supplies, a diaper-changing station on each level, and a mobile caddy for nighttime use. The nursery was arranged symmetrically to simplify routines, ensuring that both cribs had equal access to lighting, storage, and comfort. We also prepared backup systems, such as pre-assembled diaper kits and pre-washed clothing organized by size. These changes were not about perfection, they were about flow. By minimizing unnecessary movement and decision-making, we conserved future energy. Twin pregnancy had already increased physical demands, and we knew exhaustion would follow birth. Organizing the home became a way of protecting our future selves from preventable stress. Creating schedules before the twins were born felt ambitious, yet we understood that predictability supports stability. We researched newborn sleep patterns, feeding intervals, and developmental milestones common in twin pregnancy. Rather than designing a strict timetable, we built a flexible framework. We outlined potential feeding rotations, considering synchronized schedules to simplify nighttime care. We drafted sample daily routines that balanced baby care with household maintenance and personal recovery. Importantly, we included protected rest blocks for both parents. We recognized that burnout would undermine every other effort, so self-care was integrated into the plan. We also considered contingency scenarios such as medical appointments occurring simultaneously or one baby requiring extra attention. Our schedules were printed and placed in a shared binder accessible to anyone helping us. This preparation gave us a reference point, reducing the mental load of improvisation. While we knew newborns would not follow scripts perfectly, having a foundational rhythm prepared us to adapt without feeling lost or overwhelmed. Building a support network became one of the most crucial pillars of our preparation. Twin pregnancy carries higher physical and emotional demands, and we acknowledged that pride could not replace assistance. We began by identifying trusted family members and friends willing to help during the early weeks. Instead of vague offers, we requested specific commitments, such as meal preparation on designated days or short shifts of baby supervision to allow rest. We also researched local resources including postpartum doulas and community groups for parents of multiples. Establishing these connections before birth meant that help was not theoretical, it was scheduled and reliable. We created a shared contact list with clear instructions about preferences and emergency procedures. By normalizing support early, we removed hesitation from future requests. This network was not merely about logistics, it was about emotional resilience. Knowing we were surrounded by willing hands and compassionate hearts transformed our perspective on twin pregnancy from isolation to collective strength. Financial preparation also demanded attention because twin pregnancy naturally doubles many expenses. We conducted a detailed budget review, categorizing anticipated costs such as medical bills, diapers, clothing, and childcare. Instead of assuming we would adjust later, we began reallocating funds immediately. We prioritized essential purchases and delayed non-urgent spending. Bulk buying strategies were explored for frequently used items, and we compared prices across suppliers to maximize efficiency. We also created a small emergency reserve dedicated exclusively to baby-related surprises. Transparency was key. Both partners had full visibility into financial plans, eliminating ambiguity. This process strengthened trust and minimized future stress. Financial clarity allowed us to focus on parenting rather than panic. By confronting numbers early, we avoided the shock that can accompany sudden double expenses. Twin pregnancy required us to think long-term, and budgeting became a form of strategic foresight. Prepared finances supported prepared minds, reinforcing our commitment to proactive planning. Health preparation extended beyond routine prenatal care. Recognizing that twin pregnancy can increase physical strain, we implemented lifestyle adjustments early. Nutrition became intentional, emphasizing balanced meals rich in essential nutrients. Hydration was monitored carefully, and rest was treated as non-negotiable. We attended educational sessions about multiple births, learning about potential scenarios and recovery expectations. These sessions did not increase fear. They replaced uncertainty with knowledge. Physical conditioning, adapted to medical guidance, strengthened endurance for labor and postpartum recovery. We also discussed mental health openly, acknowledging that emotional fluctuations are natural. Creating space for vulnerability allowed us to support each other authentically. We identified warning signs of burnout or postpartum challenges and agreed to seek professional help without hesitation if needed. By addressing health comprehensively, physical, emotional, and psychological, we built resilience. Twin pregnancy was not just a logistical event. It was a transformative physical journey, and our preparation honored that complexity with deliberate care. Communication became the invisible thread holding our preparation together. We scheduled weekly check-ins dedicated solely to discussing feelings, concerns, and adjustments. These conversations were intentional and uninterrupted, allowing space for honesty. We reviewed task divisions, budget updates, and scheduled drafts during these meetings, refining them collaboratively. If tension surfaced, it was addressed immediately rather than stored for later conflict. Twin pregnancy magnified emotions, and we recognized that silence could easily breed misunderstanding. We practiced active listening, validating each other's experiences without minimizing them. This communication routine strengthened emotional intimacy while reinforcing practical alignment. We also documented key decisions in a shared digital folder to avoid confusion. By treating communication as a structured habit rather than a spontaneous reaction, we minimized misalignment. Preparation was not only about physical arrangements, it was about relational stability. Strong communication transformed our planning from a checklist into a cohesive strategy grounded in mutual respect and shared vision. Another crucial element was simplifying daily life. We examined routines unrelated to baby care and asked which could be streamlined. Subscription services replaced certain errands. Automated bill payments reduced administrative tasks. Meal planning was established weeks in advance, with freezer-friendly recipes prepared gradually. By reducing background noise in our lives, we created margin for unpredictability. Twin pregnancy already demanded increased medical visits and physical energy. Eliminating unnecessary complexity preserved focus. We also reduced social obligations temporarily, explaining to friends that our current priority was preparation. This intentional simplification was liberating rather than restrictive. It reminded us that not every commitment holds equal weight. By aligning our calendar with our upcoming reality, we cultivated readiness. Simplification was not about isolation but about strategic conservation of time and energy. Each streamlined process contributed to a calmer foundation, reinforcing our commitment to proactive organization before the twins transformed our daily rhythm entirely. Preparing for nighttime challenges required specific planning because sleep deprivation can destabilize even strong partnerships. We studied shift-based caregiving models commonly recommended for twin pregnancy outcomes. Our preliminary system divided the night into segments, ensuring each parent received an uninterrupted rest window. Equipment was arranged strategically to minimize movement in darkness. Bottles, diapers, and soothing tools were positioned within arm's reach. Soft lighting was installed to maintain calmness. We rehearsed hypothetical scenarios, such as simultaneous crying, discussing calm and efficient responses. Although we understood reality might differ, rehearsal reduced anticipatory stress. We also agreed to practice grace, recognizing that fatigue could trigger impatience. By setting expectations before exhaustion arrived, we protected our relationship from preventable friction. Nighttime preparation symbolized our broader philosophy: anticipate challenges, create frameworks, and approach them as a team. Twin pregnancy might double the wake-ups, but thoughtful planning could prevent those wake-ups from doubling emotional strain as well. We also considered the emotional adjustment of welcoming two babies simultaneously. Bonding with twins requires intentional presence, and we discussed strategies to nurture individual connection. We planned moments where each parent would spend focused time with one baby, rotating regularly. This approach ensured that both children experienced personalized attention despite shared routines. We prepared memory journals to document milestones, understanding that events might blur together in busy days. By anticipating emotional complexity, we prevented unintentional imbalance. Twin pregnancy carries unique psychological dynamics, including comparisons and identity formation. Our preparation acknowledged these factors early. We committed to celebrating individuality within shared experiences. This awareness extended to language choices. ensuring we referred to each child by name rather than collectively. Emotional intentionality complemented logistical organization. Together they formed a holistic approach. Preparing our hearts alongside our home ensured that structure would not overshadow sensitivity, reinforcing that planning enhances connection rather than diminishing spontaneity. Emergency preparedness formed another layer of security in our strategy. We assembled hospital bags earlier than typically recommended, including duplicates of essential items. Important documents were scanned and stored digitally. We created a rapid contact list for medical professionals and family members. Transportation plans were mapped, including backup drivers. By rehearsing potential urgent scenarios calmly, we reduced fear. Twin pregnancy can involve unexpected timing, and we wanted readiness to replace panic. We also stocked essential supplies in advance to avoid last-minute shopping. This preparation extended to our home safety measures, including reviewing smoke detectors and basic first-aid supplies. While we hoped for a smooth experience, preparedness provided reassurance. Knowing that contingencies were addressed allowed us to focus emotionally on anticipation rather than anxiety. Each completed checklist strengthened our confidence. Emergency planning was not pessimistic, it was empowering. It affirmed that proactive action transforms uncertainty into manageable possibility. As the due date approached, we reviewed and refined every system we had created. We simulated a full day using our drafted schedule, identifying inefficiencies. Adjustments were made without frustration because flexibility had always been part of our philosophy. We invited a trusted family member to walk through the house, ensuring clarity of supply locations. Final financial reviews confirmed readiness. These rehearsals built muscle memory for routines that would soon become daily life. Twin pregnancy had once felt overwhelming, yet now it felt structured, not controlled, but supported. We recognized that perfection was neither possible nor necessary. Our objective had never been to eliminate chaos entirely, but to cushion it with preparation. By the final week's anticipation replaced apprehension. We felt aligned as partners, organized in our environment, and supported by our network. The journey ahead remained unknown, yet we were entering it with intention rather than improvisation, and that difference transformed our confidence profoundly. When the twins finally arrived, the true test of our preparation began. Predictably, some plans required adaptation. Feeding schedules shifted, energy fluctuated, and unexpected moments arose. Yet the foundation we had built held firm. Task divisions reduced confusion. Organized spaces minimized frantic searching. Scheduled support ensured meals appeared without last-minute coordination. Financial clarity prevented stress over purchases. Communication habits sustained emotional stability even during fatigue. Twin pregnancy had demanded foresight, and our commitment to planning paid dividends in calm responses. We were not immune to exhaustion, but we were equipped to navigate it collaboratively. The systems we designed did not eliminate challenges. They absorbed shock. Looking back, preparation was not about controlling the future. It was about respecting its demands. By organizing our routine before the twins were born, we transformed anticipation into empowerment. Preparation became the quiet architecture beneath our new life. Invisible to outsiders, yet essential to our daily balance. Twin pregnancy teaches that love multiplies, but so does responsibility. Preparation is not a denial of spontaneity. It is an investment in peace. By dividing tasks, organizing our home, creating flexible schedules, and building a reliable support network before the twins were born, we gave ourselves the gift of steadiness. Planning did not remove unpredictability, but it transformed how we responded to it. Instead of reacting in chaos, we acted with intention. If you are standing at the beginning of a similar journey, remember that preparation is a powerful expression of care. The routines you build today can become the foundation that supports tomorrow's beautiful, demanding, extraordinary life.